Welcome to the October 2024 Hoboken Board of Education meeting. Thank you all for being here. If you're joining us this evening to speak on agenda or non-agenda items, I'd ask you to sign up at the sheets located at the podium directly in front of me. And with that, we'll get started. Ms. Lopez, can you please read the statement of compliance?
Yes. This meeting is being held in conformity to the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6 et seq. Proper public notice of the meeting was published in the local papers on January 5th, 2024. If any board member or member of the public in attendance believes that the meeting is in violation of the Open Public Meetings Act, the Hoboken Board of Education requests that they make a statement at this time. The board wishes to make those in attendance aware that this meeting is being recorded on video and will be broadcast by the board at a later date on CATV Channel 77 and FiOS Channel 46. The full meeting recording will also be made available on board docs, which can be accessed through the district homepage. The Hoboken Board of Education is committed to preserving the decorum of the public process and is mindful that we live in the electronic age of computers, cell phones, and other electronic communications devices. Nevertheless, we respectfully request that all meeting participants kindly silence their electronic devices during the course of the meeting, and if use of the device is necessary, we ask that you please leave the meeting room if you need to conduct personal business.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Lopez, can you please call the roll?
Ms. Angley?
Here.
Ms. Katamasuri? Here. Ms. Delera? Mr. Delator?
Here.
Mr. Grania?
Oh, here.
Ms. Khanna? Mr. Clipful?
Here.
Ms. Norwood?
Here.
And Ms. Wicker?
Here. Thank you, Ms. Lopez. As we usually do, we're going to begin this evening with the recognition of our September Students of the Month. So I will turn the meeting over to Assistant Superintendent Sandra Rodriguez Gomez.
Thank you, and welcome to the student recognition portion of our meeting. We are so excited for all of our brilliant students and to see what all our brilliant students and talented staff will accomplish this year. We are confident that it will be yet another great year. To that end, I extend a heartfelt welcome to the members of our Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Johnson, administrators, faculty who might be present, community members, and of course, students and their special guests, their families. It is a joy to once again stand before you and introduce our principals as they take the podium to share detailed information and anecdotes about the students being honored here today as September Students of the Month. These students started the academic year on a super strong footing and have worked diligently since day one. And to them, we say thank you for being peer mentors to the students in your classrooms and to those you pass in the hallways daily. We are also very proud of each of you and can't wait to hear about both your academic and social accomplishments. We will begin the recognitions with the Joseph F. Brandt School and its principal, Charles Bartlett. He will then introduce the Connors principal, Miss Addie. She will follow this pattern, introducing our next presenters, Principal Shannon, Sorfine, and Picapietra of Wallace, Hoboken Middle, and Hoboken High School. Each will celebrate their school's selections and pause for a picture opportunity. Again, thank you for being with us here this evening. And with that, I would ask Principal Bartlett to join me in the podium.
Thank you, Mrs. Rodriguez Gomez. Good evening, Dr. Johnson, members of the board, and our guests. And I was going to ask Monroe Peluso to join me at the podium, but she is already here. Congratulations to Monroe Peluso, the Joseph F. Brandt Elementary School Student of the Month for September of 2024. Monroe was nominated by her 5th grade teacher, Ms. Constantine. Ms. Constantine said she nominated Monroe because she has proven herself to be a superstar 5th grade student. She consistently implements new routines, procedures, and expectations, and therefore has been an excellent role model for her peers. She works hard in school every day and shows a genuine interest in learning and growing, even completing challenge problems each day for math. Monroe is a kind and cooperative student who contributes to a positive learning environment for herself, her peers, and her teacher. Ms. Constantine went on to say Monroe is a sweet and compassionate student with a sparkling personality. She comes to school with a smile on her face each day, creating a positive classroom environment for all. Monroe is a diligent worker, always challenging herself to go above and beyond. I've known Monroe as principal for quite some time as she's ascended through the grades at Brandt School, and I am extremely proud of her leadership skills and her capabilities. In a crowd or in a small group, she exhibits the work ethic and empathy for others that we prioritize in our learning community. This year, Monroe currently has all A's in 5th grade. She won the U.S. Finals competition for cheerleading and received a certificate from the mayor. And last year, in all 4 marking periods as a 4th grader, she earned the Principal's Award, meaning she had straight A's for the entire year. She is a hardworking student who is eager to learn and grow academically. She demonstrates a strong commitment to her education and is consistently a positive role model in class. Additionally, Monroe has a fun-loving and lighthearted spirit, which is a pleasure to be around each day. Outside of school, Monroe is a very dedicated, competitive cheerleader. She also loves music, reading, and spending time with her friends and family. She dreams of going to college at Princeton University and pursuing a career in fashion design. When told she would be honored here tonight, Monroe said, "I am proud to be Student of the Month because it's a big honor, and I'm glad I'm at Brandt. And I'm glad you're at Brandt too, Monroe. Keep being your wonderful, awesome self, and great things will follow." Please join me in congratulating Monroe Peluso, our Brandt School Student of the Month. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium Ms. Juliana Addy, the principal of the Connors Elementary School.
Thank you, Mr. Bartlett. At this time, I would like to call up Audrey Stebbins, the Connors Student of the Month. Audrey Stebbins, a 2nd grade student in Ms. Garcia's class, is being acknowledged for her exceptional academic dedication, creativity, and commendable character traits. Ms. Garcia shared that Audrey's remarkable speaking skills, creativity, and strong work ethic serve as an inspiration for her peers. Her respectful demeanor towards others showcases her bright future aspirations. Audrey's interests span across various subjects such as math, reading, and social studies, which she eagerly engages with. Audrey loves art and loves to draw dogs in her free time. She actively participates in class discussions and collaborates well with her classmates. Audrey's passion for reading is evident through her variety of genre choices. Her favorite series is Dragon Masters. Described by her peers as kind, helpful, and caring, Audrey's accomplishments in both academics and character are truly commendable. Audrey shared that her favorite thing about Connors is the pep rallies. She also loves playing Gaga with her friends at recess. Audrey wants to be a kindergarten teacher when she grows up. Her consistent positive attitude and determination to do well will make her successful in anything that she sets her mind to. Miss Veda, her 1st grade teacher from last year, shared that Audrey is the hardest worker. She always came to school ready to learn and was so excited when she learned something new. She has always been a leader and will continue to do amazing things this year as a 2nd grader. Audrey values her family dearly, especially her little sister Avery, and cherishes moments spent with her sister, parents, and grandparents who are all here celebrating with her tonight. Audrey is such a valuable member of the Connors Koala family and is so deserving of this award. Please join me in congratulating Audrey Stebbins, the Student of the Month for September for Connors Elementary School. At this time, I'd like to call up Principal Shannon from Wallace Elementary School.
Good evening. We are here tonight to celebrate Charles Feldman. Charles stands out as an exceptional role model in the classroom, earning the admiration of his peers with his unwavering commitment and enthusiasm. His active engagement in classwork showcases his dedication while always going the extra mile in completing assignments and homework. Charles thrives on challenges, particularly in mathematics, consistently striving for academic excellence. Charles participates in class discussions with both enthusiasm and insight, which reflects on his eagerness to learn. Charles interacts with his classmates and teachers with remarkable politeness, kindness, and respect, while creating a positive and inclusive learning environment. Beyond the classroom, Charles demonstrates empathy and leadership by assisting classmates in need and extending his support to the new students in our school community. His compassionate nature and willingness to help others is truly admirable. Charles enjoys collecting baseball cards and has a strong interest in sports, particularly baseball and soccer. One of his favorite books is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Charles plans to attend Alabama for college. He aspires to become a soccer player, a passion supported by his achievement of winning the state cup. Additionally, Charlie is proud to have never broken a bone in his life. He also sells sports cards as a side hobby. His personal motto, "Keep on trying," reflects his determination and resilience. Charles's positive attitude, academic diligence, and exceptional character have made him a pleasure to teach. We are immensely proud to have Charles as part of our school community, and we have no doubt that he will continue to thrive and inspire those around him. Let's hear it for Charles Feldman, our Wallace School Student of the Month for September. At this time, I'd like to welcome Principal Sorfin of Hoboken Middle to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Shannon. Good evening, everyone. Please join me in welcoming Kamara Beals to the podium as Hoboken Middle School Student of the Month for September. Kamara was nominated by her math teacher, Miss Bruce, who has known her since elementary school at Connors. Miss Bruce shared that Kamara has always exemplified the qualities of a teacher, all qualities a teacher could hope for in a student: maximum effort, kindness towards her peers, and a willingness to help adults. Miss Bruce loves seeing how Kamara is growing up and adjusting to middle school, and she is so proud of her. Miss Lemire, Kamara's ELA teacher, has echoed this sentiment, saying, "In the short time that I've had the pleasure of being Kamara's teacher, she has proven herself to be a role model for her classmates. Her dedication and work ethic exemplify Tiger Pride." Kimura consistently goes above and beyond in her academics and is always prepared for class. I am so proud of her and can't wait to see what she accomplishes next. Ms. Falcone has added that Kimura's positive energy and smile were the first things that she noticed. From day one, she could tell she embodies perseverance, respect, integrity, dedication, and excellence, which makes Kimura the right decision, the right selection as our first Student of the Month recipient this year. It's been a pleasure getting to know her this past month, and I look forward to watching her succeed at Hoboken Middle School. Kimura's friends also wanted to congratulate her. Her friend Carlos said Kimura is helpful, cheerful, and not afraid to stand up for what she believes in. Congratulations, Kimura. That's from Carlos. Faye and Kendra agree with Carlos, noting that Kimura always looks out for others, is very sweet, smart, and full of great ideas. Outside of school, Kimura enjoys listening to music, shopping, and spending time with friends. Her favorite subject is math, and she aspires to become a doctor or a track star in the future. Personally, I've known Kimura since I think she was in kindergarten. She was a student at Connors, and hearing of her nomination came as no surprise. Her warm smile, calm demeanor, and genuine care for others have always made her a standout. She's grown into a remarkable young person, and her focus on academics and her personal growth made this decision an easy one for our committee. Kimura, thank you for setting such a high standard for our future Student of the Month this year at Hoboken Middle School. Let's all give a round of applause for HMS Student of the Month, Kimura Diaz. Please welcome to the podium the principal of Hoboken High School, Ms. Robin Picapietra.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to stand before you today to honor our remarkable Student of the Month for September, Ava Penn. Ava is a junior at Hoboken High School and has left strong impressions on everyone that she meets. I had the pleasure of spending 10 days in Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands with Ava, and I got to see firsthand what an amazing young lady she was. A sense of humor, kindness, and for sure, a sense of adventure. Her teachers shared with me, Ava embodies everything that you hope to see in a student, not only in terms of academic success, but also in her character and how she interacts with her peers. She is a caring and dedicated individual who goes above and beyond to support those around her. Whether it's in the classroom or in social settings, Ava stands out as a leader. She doesn't just shine on her own. She lifts others up with her. One of her greatest strengths is her ability to bring people together. During class discussions, she ensures that everyone feels included, often directing the conversation to encourage input from all members of the group. This speaks to her ability to lead by example and create a sense of community in the classroom. Ava is not only thoughtful and determined, but also highly focused on learning. Her polite and kind demeanor brings a positive energy to every classroom that is contagious. Her classmates can always rely on her to offer a helping hand, and her dedication teamwork sets a strong example for everyone. In addition to her impressive achievements academically, Ava also shines outside the classroom. This past Saturday, she won the Cupcake War, an event where her baking skills truly took center stage. It's no surprise that her passion for baking, like everything else she does, is approached with creativity, focus, and determination. She won first place. As an active member of our student government, Ava is the driving force behind many of our activities. She has a natural talent for planning and organizing events, always ensuring that her fellow students feel included and engaged. Ava's willingness to help others and her commitment to making our school a better place is commendable. I asked Ava a few questions, so I'd like to share a little with you. One of the highlights for her years in Hoboken High School was her classroom without walls trip to Ecuador. That experience opened her eyes to new perspectives, cultures, and possibilities. She will never forget how much she learned outside the classroom while on that adventure. She also mentioned planning and participating in our school's first annual Cupcake Wars were really important as well. As a passionate baker, she felt this event was perfect. It had a combination of creativity and competition, and it will always be one of her favorite memories. In addition to her academics and extracurricular activities, she also enjoyed being involved in other areas of school. She loves being the team manager for the girls' volleyball team. It gives her the chance to support a sport she loves, work closely with her peers, and be part of the team's success. Her role in the student government, especially as a co-chairperson of the fundraiser committee, has taught her valuable leadership skills and how to work collaboratively to make a positive impact in the school community. As a junior, she has recently been focused on her future, particularly exploring colleges and planning visits. One of the schools that really impressed her is Drexel University in Pennsylvania. Their programs in business and culinary arts caught her attention because they align perfectly with her passion for baking and her desire to pursue a career in the business world. When she has downtime, she tries to strike a balance between self-care and her love for baking. Both activities give her the chance to recharge and do something that makes her happy. She spends most of her time with her friends Kylie, Sasha, Sarah, and Sebastian. She likes to think they would describe her as funny and generous, which I am more than confident they do. She also feels lucky to have such a supportive group of friends. Her motivation comes from a deep desire to be successful and happy in the future. She wants to look back on her life and see that she worked hard and stayed true to herself. She has worked since she was 14, and that experience has helped her grow. She learned the value of dedication and is committed to continue in that hard work as she builds connections for her future career. Ava is eager to pursue a 4-year degree in business and culinary arts, and I have no doubt that she will excel in her studies and contribute positively to the college community. Her blend of creativity, leadership, and humor will always be an asset for future endeavors. Congratulations, Ava.
Congratulations to all the students who were recognized this evening. We are so proud of you. Before we transition over to the business portion of our meeting, we're very honored this evening to have joining us members of the New Jersey Amistad Commission. We have Dr. Patrick Lamy, who is the Executive Director of the New Jersey Amistad Commission, as well as Ms. Annie Eberhard, who's no stranger to folks here at Hoboken Middle School, but she is also a New Jersey Amistad Commissioner. So we'd love for you to come to the podium. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Board of Education of Hoboken, for having us. Before we start, I want to again congratulate all the students. I want to congratulate all the teachers. If you all the teachers who work with them, the administrators, please stand. I'd like to acknowledge you as well, and all the parents of the students who are here, please stand. Parents, grandparents, the community of support. And I think the reason that we're here is because of the excellent work that's happening within this district. I had the opportunity earlier this year to meet with Dr. Johnson in her office with her staff to learn about what was happening in Hoboken. And following that meeting, joining me in that meeting was Commissioner Ani, who's appointed by the governor's office as part of the Board of Commissioners for the Amistad Commission. We learned so much about what's happening in Hoboken, I decided to invite Dr. Johnson to do a session at the 2024 Summer Institute. She led a session to help other superintendents do the work that's happening here. So congratulations to this board, and congratulations to you. I'm going to ask Dr. Johnson to join us down here as well as I talk a little bit about her. As you move your way down here, we have a history that goes back to college, undergrad, when we knew each other as young college students at Caldwell University, which was then Caldwell College. And I had an opportunity to watch her growth over the years, and I'm most impressed with what's happening here. This is the first time we're recognizing an Administrator of the Year for the Amistad Commission. For over 22 years, the Amistad Commission has acknowledged teachers. The governor signed into law the exemplary bill on August 31st, 2021. And the purpose of that bill was to recognize 2 teachers, one from K to 12, one from grades 9 through 8, to do the work that's happening within this district. And we've acknowledged 4 teachers over the past 4 years. Understanding that the teachers' work within the districts cannot be done without your support, boards like yours, without superintendents like yours, we decided to create a new award, and this is the first time it's being offered. Congratulations to our New Jersey Amistad Commission Exemplary Administrator of the Year, Dr. Christine.
Congratulations to Dr. Johnson, and thank you so much to Dr. Lamy and Commissioner Eberhard for being here with us this evening. We greatly appreciate it, and we're so honored to have Dr. Johnson be the first recipient of this amazing recognition. Now we'll be switching over to the business portion of our meeting. Dr. Johnson, do you have a superintendent's report this evening?
Yes, I do. Okay, good evening, everyone. And this evening, I'm going to begin with thanking Dr. Lamy and Ms. Eberhardt for coming here this evening and for all of the work you do to advance the Amistad legislation. Our school year is underway. It's a very busy year already. And our school departments are already entrenched in the work that we have set forth for the school year. Our fall sports programs are doing extremely well. Our boys and our girls soccer teams, our girls volleyball team at Hoboken High School, they're all recording many victories. Our boys football team is improving every single week. We couldn't be more proud of them as well. And I think it's important for, I think the first time ever in school history, to announce that our girls tennis team at Hoboken High School has not only won the first round of the New Jersey State Tournament, but the second round of the New Jersey State Tournament today. So they will be facing the #1 seeded Highland Park on Thursday. So we wish them the best of luck, and if they played the way they played today, I'm sure they're going to come home with a victory. Our middle school's fall sports teams are also doing extremely well. I think everyone can agree the establishment of an interscholastic sports program at Hoboken Middle School has brought a real sense of school pride and spirit to the school. It's so nice to see on game days the kids walking to school in their uniforms, and I know it's something that our 6th graders, for the sports that they are not playing yet until they hit 7th and 8th grade, it's something to look forward to. And it's really kind of given the school a totally new sense of excitement. We've also had a very busy 2 weeks at Hoboken High School. Last week, we had Keith Beauchamp come to our district, and for those of you who don't know, Keith Beauchamp is a filmmaker of the movie Till. He had worked on the project for years and years and years with Emmett Till's mother in order to get the true story of what happened to Emmett Till out to the public. After the screening of the movie during the day to 7th graders and 8th graders, along with all of our US2 and US2 AP students, Holocaust students, and also our AP African American History students, at night he came back and did a screening of the movie and a Q&A for members of the community and for Miss Eberhardt's 6th graders who were able to attend. Beauchamp artfully walked students through the abduction and the lynching of Emmett Till in Mississippi in 1955. It was powerful, it was thought-provoking, and most of all, it was emotionally moving to everyone who was in attendance. Following Beauchamp's visit to our school district, last Friday, we had a visit from the South Korean education delegation. They came to Hoboken High School to observe classes. We were able to get them into our aviation and innovation labs to see some classes. We were also able to bring them into our hydroponics and aquaponics lab to see a class, and also into the pre-AP calculus class that was taught by Curdy Tank. And in all of their experiences in the classroom, I think someone that was at my table, maybe it was Miss Kadamatori or Miss Angley, when we were having some lunch, asked them what the most important thing or the most powerful thing was that they saw while they were here visiting. And I think they mentioned that one of the most important things was so many of the kids were engaged in courses that were not only academic, but would also potentially help them in the future. And I think when they left Miss Tang's classroom, they saw what classroom management is really all about, that's for sure. It was really a great opportunity to also hear that some of the same things that we're struggling with here, not only in the United States, but in Hoboken, such as efforts for true inclusion in classrooms and all of the new initiatives that we have with special education are things that in South Korea, their educators are also experiencing and are probably some years behind the implementation of those initiatives, but they are actively seeking to learn more about them. So it was a really wonderful visit. Our back-to-school nights, as you know, are all finished, but we have some pretty exciting things that are coming up. Our parent-teacher conferences are coming, so we encourage all parents and guardians to participate in those at the K-5 elementary school level, at the middle school and the high school level, and for the first time this year at the middle school level, we're going to be participating or not participating, but actually hosting showcases of excellence open houses. The middle school will be hosting theirs a little bit earlier than the high school with about a half an hour overlap between the high school start time on October 23rd. And we encourage all members of the community to come out and see the schools, but most importantly, we encourage our elementary families to come and see the middle school and the high school, and we encourage our middle school students and parents and guardians to get out that evening and come and see all of the programs and opportunities that are offered at Hoboken High School. Hoboken High School is also going through some interesting and exciting renovations. I would call them maybe facelifts more than anything. Our Library Media Center is going to be open probably, I would say, in a week and a half or so with all new equipment and furniture and a whole range of things for our high school students to enjoy and even students from across the district, particularly our middle school students as well. Our College and Career Lab is a new initiative that we started this school year. The College and Career Lab is actually located right next to the Library Media Center, and it's going to be such an innovative space for students who are participating in the National Certification program, which is called the E-Dynamic Platform. We have over 80 students that are already electively taking 1, 2, and 3-year courses in order to earn national certification in career-oriented courses that they're taking and programs. We also have our award-winning debate classrooms have been moved to a location in which we've kind of put 2 classrooms next to each other, removed a wall, and are installing a electronic accordion type wall in the room so that the over 125 plus students that are part of the debate program can not only take their classes in there, but also gather after school and practice for Harvard Model Congress competitions, Model UN competitions, and mock trial competitions as well. And then finally, our athletic suite has been renovated as well, giving an opportunity for all of our coaches and our athletic director to welcome colleges and universities who have been visiting our school for years and will continue to do so and meet with potential scholarship athletes. So we're excited to see that, and Wallace Playground, for those of you who might be interested, will be open tomorrow, and Mr. Shannon back there is saying hooray. It's been closed for the last couple days with the resurfacing project taking place, and it has been complete. We haven't been able to let the kids on it yet, but it is finally set. There's no sticky surfaces left anymore, and it'll be open tomorrow for the children. Today, I attended the Connors PTO meeting. On Thursday, I'm going to be attending the Wallace PTO meeting, and on Friday, the Brant PTO meeting. And at those meetings, I'll be presenting some of our focus areas for the school, for this particular school year. I'll also be answering questions that parents may have, also providing an overview of the HPEF initiatives that we're going to be implementing this year, and giving a sneak peek of some of our student achievement data. Our student achievement data will be reported out by principals at the November PTO meetings and will be presented to all of the committees of the Board of Education as well in early November. And then lastly, I was really happy when I left the Connors PTO meeting today and went upstairs for a second to Miss Addie's office to be able to see Christy Gaudio and Sandra Rodriguez-Gomez, who were visiting the school and had done a tour of all the elementary schools this morning with Dr. Fedora from the Orton Gillingham Academy. Dr. Fedora visited every classroom pretty much of every teacher that was trained this summer in the classroom level educator training as well as the associate level training. She was extremely impressed with what she saw already, and she is excited to begin the practicum hours with all of those teachers. On October 24th, I would like to report out that the International Spanish Academy will be visiting the Board of Education offices to have a conversation with myself and Ms. Rodriguez-Gomez about our dual language program and the growth of our dual language program. They will then be visiting our dual language kindergarten and first grade classes in each of our elementary schools. So we're excited to see them. And then finally, on the 14th of November, the New Jersey Department of Education will be coming to the district to see our AP African American History classes at Hoboken High School in order to kind of see the grant that they provided to us in action. This is the first year that New Jersey schools are implementing the AP African American History program, so we're excited to be a part of the Department of Education's visits on that day. And then to just round it out, I'm sure everyone saw that Hoboken High School was also happy to welcome Governor Murphy, and he and our Senator Raj Mukherjee spent really an entire class period with our AP Government and Politics students discussing a whole host of Supreme Court decisions, basically, and had the opportunity to interact with our kids prior to going downstairs to the auditorium for their own press conference. So it's been an exciting couple weeks, and I'm sure the excitement will not die down in the next few months to come. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Johnson. We'll now move into committee reports. Ms. Lopez, do you have a business administrator's report this evening?
No, I do not have a report.
Thank you. Moving on, we will go to curriculum with Mr. Grania.
Thank you, President McGurk. Tonight, my update is short and quick, as much of the items on that were discussed in committee on October 3rd have already been covered this evening or shall be shortly. In attendance on October 3rd were Ms. Cadamatori, Dr. Johnson, Ms. Rodriguez Gomez, Ms. Angley, and myself. So let me formalize the consent agenda, which is 9.01, 9.02, and 9.03. These are the approval of the assembly presentations for 24 and 25 for the 24-25 school year. The approval of the partnership between Hoboken High School Faith Youth Services Program with the Hudson County Credible Messengers Program, and the approval of field trips. And that is my update for this evening. Thank you, President.
Thank you, Mr. Grania. Now have the Facilities Committee report from Mr. Delatorre.
Good evening, everyone. The Facilities Committee met on Thursday, October 3rd. In attendance were Dr. Johnson, Mr. Callaghy, Ms. Lara, Mr. Grania, Mr. McGurk, and myself. All agenda items were discussed, and we recommend all for approval. A couple of notes, as Dr. Johnson mentioned earlier, over the weekend, the wall of safety surface was successfully installed and will be ready for use beginning tomorrow. The frames for the new Connors safety doors have been installed. The doors themselves will be in over the next few weeks. The scaffolding around the Hoboken Middle School will begin to come down in the next week or so and will be replaced by netting. And finally, there are 3 new facility use requests that have been submitted and approved. They are the Hoboken Family Alliance for their Special Olympics swimming and Hoboken bike camp, both at Hoboken High. And the Pulse with Peter B. will be using the Hoboken Middle School auditorium for a debate on the rent control ballot measure. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Delatorre. For the Finance Committee report this evening, we have Mr. Klepfel.
Thank you. I'm filling in for Shatali Khanna tonight. The Finance Committee did meet on Friday, October 4th, attending were Dr. Johnson, Ms. Lopez, Ms. Angley, Ms. Khanna, Ms. Norwood, and myself. It's only a handful of items on the finance agenda this evening, and the committee did review all the items and recommend all for approval. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Klepfel. Ms. Cadamatori, do you have a governance report for us this evening?
Yes. Good evening. Governance Committee met on Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. In attendance were Dr. Johnson, Ms. Norwood, Ms. McGurk, Ms. Lara, and myself. Committee discussed all agenda items and can recommend them all for approval. As is typical, we have a number of agenda items relating to faculty and staff, as well as related to training and workshops, all of which are detailed on the agenda. Among other things, today's agenda includes the following items of note. 10.07 includes the general approval of local walking field trips for all of our students from pre-K through 12 throughout the school year. It's sort of a blanket approval to places like Acme or the other schools, or, Alessio's, things of local interest. 10.08 through 10.11 approves the appointment of and related stipends for co-curricular advisors at Wallace, Connors, the middle school, and one additional position at the high school. Note that Brant and the high school co-curricular advisors were approved last month. 10.16 through 10.17 cover the approval of various appointments and stipends in both the district's athletic and theater departments. 10.20 covers the approval of a partnership with the Partners in School program, a research-based project funded by the National Institute of Mental Health. The program encourages and seeks to optimize parent and teacher communication and collaboration for young students with autism. 10.22 covers the approval of the district's affirmative action team for the current school year. 10.23 includes the approval of qualitative and quantitative merit goals for each member of our district-wide administrative team per their respective contracts. And 10.24 and 10.25 cover two sidebar agreements to the contract between the board and the HEA regarding, one, the addition of assistant coach positions for the Hoboken Middle School's new and very robust competitive sports program, and two, the addition of positions in connection with the district's expansion of programming for our students with disabilities, including a chapter of the International Best Buddies to the middle school and a Heart of Hoboken Club to the Hoboken High School. And that is my report for tonight.
Thank you very much. And finally, we'll turn it over to Ms. Norwood for the wellness report.
Thank you. The Wellness Committee met on October 3rd. In attendance were Dr. Johnson, Ms. Angley, Mr. Delatorre, and Ms. Delara. There are no wellness items on the agenda. However, there was a number of items discussed. The first item was voluntary medical screenings for staff. And Human Resources is currently working with Medical Essential Diagnostics to bring a series of voluntary medical screening tests to our staff for preventative purposes. There was a discussion of a policy on bags in the stadium and gym. The superintendent is working with the athletic director and the high school principal on developing a set of guidelines for what bags can or cannot be brought into indoor or outdoor games, theater shows, or events with large crowds. These guidelines are becoming commonplace in many school districts across the country. Metal detectors at games. The superintendent, athletic director, and high school principal are researching metal detector systems that can be purchased and used at games and large-scale events to ensure safety of all attendees. It's becoming increasingly common in school districts. There's been an update or discussion of an update to the policy regarding mental health clearance. Principals have asked for input into the mental health clearance policy, asking that specifics be added, including the type of medical professional required to provide clearance for any student returning to school. We have a new nurse coordinator in the district who's working on additional parent resources for lice management to better deal with stopping the spread of lice. Resources will include videos and hard copies, along with a list of salons and shops that may be able to provide treatments. We have a partnership with the American Heart Association to participate in the Kids Healthy Heart Challenge to provide resources to children, families, and staff about healthy eating and effective exercise. Vape detectors are going into the high school bathrooms, a few to start in order to see if they have an impact on vaping among teens. And finally, there's going to be a special education and inclusion and awareness campaign to educate our entire community about special education, the requirements, the teachers with special education degrees in the classroom, and about all of our resources, including our special education parent advisory group, our Best Buddies Club, and everyone to talk about the different classroom offerings in our district and the benefits of having extra supports in the classroom and teachers with additional trainings beyond the required. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Norwood. I have a brief president's report this evening. I wanted to thank the esteemed members of the New Jersey Amistad Commission for joining us this evening and for honoring the work being done here in Hoboken, and specifically work that has been driven by Superintendent Dr. Christine Johnson. And I'd like to just take a moment for all of us to recognize how amazing this is. Watching the relationship grow between the New Jersey Amistad Commission and the Hoboken Public Schools has been really inspiring. And for those of you who don't know, the New Jersey Amistad Commission has its roots in legislation that goes back to 2002 with the goal of having African American history and the accomplishments of African Americans embedded in the state learning standards. This legislation has been updated with several different rounds that has strengthened the commission, and by their own words, the member of the New Jersey Amistad Commission's strength lays in fostering robust collaborations with a diverse array of educational agencies and organizations, all dedicated to advancing the fundamental goal of the Amistad legislation. This requires creating curriculum that not only encompasses history and social studies, but also integrates the profound narrative of African Americans' pivotal role in shaping the United States across all curricular areas. And I think it's really speaks volumes about the work being done here in Hoboken, that you were the first superintendent to receive this award, because I think as board members, whether it's in curriculum committee meetings or in other committee meetings, we hear about this work of infusing the stories of all folks who are present in our district into the curriculum, but with such great attention paid to the contributions of African Americans and in beautiful partnership with the Amistad Commission. So we are grateful to the Commission for their continued partnership, and we know the benefit that this brings to each and every student in this district and throughout the state of New Jersey. Next, we'll go into public comment on agenda items. We have no public comments on agenda items, so we will move on to our consent agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Ms. Lopez, will you call the roll?
Ms. Angley?
Yes.
Ms. Catamatori?
Yes.
Mr. Delatorre? Yes. Mr. Grana?
Yes.
Mr. Klupfel?
Yes.
Ms. Norwood?
Yes.
And Ms. McGurk?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Do we have any speakers signed up for public comment on non-agenda items?
We do not.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. So we are going to be going into executive session now for the purpose of discussing matters covered by attorney-client privilege. We will not be taking any action at the end of that time. We will simply be coming back to close the meeting. I think we'll probably be approximately 20 minutes to a half hour at the most. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay.
Ms. Lopez, can you call the roll once again?
Ms. Angley?
Yes.
Ms. Catamatori?
Yes.
Mr. Delatorre?
Yes.
Mr. Grana?
Yes.
Mr. Klupfel?
Yes.
Ms. Norwood?
Yes.
And Ms. McGurk?
Yes. Okay, it is now 8:41 p.m. and we are just coming back from executive session. Do I have a motion to resume the meeting?
Motioned.
Second.
Ms. Lopez, can you please take the roll?
Ms. Angley?
Yes.
Ms. Catamatori?
Yes.
Mr. Delatorre? Yes. Mr. Grana?
Yes.
Mr. Klupfel?
Yes.
Ms. Norwood?
Yes.
And Ms. McGurk?
Yes. And with no further business this evening, do I have a motion to close the meeting?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you and have a good night.